Night Show. Night Show. Night Show. Night Show. Hey. I've been the host of the Night Show here on 99.1 PLR for almost a year now. And in that time, I've managed to make some pretty interesting fans.
So I'm just laying here in between my silk Star Wars sheets thinking about my big, strong Night Show man. I wish he'd blow up my Death Star. Come on over to the dark side, my little Jabba the Hutt.
That's Lucy. She's my number one fan. Hey. How we doing? It's the Night Show Live, Facebook. How we doing? I'm Ryan Roberts. You can hear me. I'm live on air right now on 99.1 PLR. So what happened today in 99.1 PLR land? Chaz and AJ had Bridgeport Mayor and ex-convict Joe Ganim stop by on his way. It's true. He was going to Hartford to fill out his paperwork to become governor, the new gubernatorial race, governor. He also got pulled over on 84 going 87 miles an hour. And
that was today?
That was today, yeah. To clarify, his driver got pulled over going 87 on 84. So ex-convict running for, well, it can't be any worse than what we got right now, right?
Well, that's true, too, yeah.
I think, what, he served 7 years in jail?
Something
7 or 8. So that's good.
Yeah.
Wiggy's Windfall. Every day this week at 12:50, you can win a pair of tickets to see Dropkick Murphys coming to Mohegan Sun. Dropkick Murphys. Sorry, what did I say? Dropkick Murphys, Mohegan Sun Arena on February 24th. And our guest tonight is Mike Lapitino. He's got a brand new feature called PLR 180. He's going to be playing a.
Am I getting paid for this?
This tonight?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
What the hell am I doing there? It's 8 o'clock. Jesus. What? Say it.
Did I not?
I thought there's some sort of stipend, you know?
Yeah, well.
But there's nothing.
I'll give you a bag of weed. How about that?
Only one? Hey, man.
And, of course, I'm Ryan Roberts. You can hear me weeknights from 8 to midnight. Mm-hmm. So we're going to be talking with Mike Lapitino. Yeah. There he is, Mike Lapitino, and my producer, Jim Lauber, over here.
What's happening?
How was your 2017, Mike?
It was uneventful. Not a thing happened. I stayed home and did the Twilight Zone marathon.
Oh, for New Year's?
New Year, yeah. But the whole 2017 for me, it was okay. A lot of people died. A lot of our musician friends died.
That's true.
There's only one person who I'm glad did die.
What?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, you mean you like Charlie Manson?
Oh, that's true.
That's right.
Okay, there you go.
That's true.
Yep.
I was wondering where you go with this man.
The only man that really scared the shit out of me is Charles Manson.
He was a scary dude.
I was a young kid. I was in junior high when this thing happened in 1969. It was on the cover of Life magazine, if you remember that, Life and Look. And just his face. And then seeing the stories afterwards. And then every, 10 years having the parole hearings, the swastika,
yeah.
I mean, this guy, to me, was pure evil, you know. And when he died, I actually felt relieved, you know.
I agree with you, but I also felt he played it up a lot. When I've seen interviews with him, he loved to be, since he wasn't getting out.
He wanted to be a rock star.
He did. You
know, and that was it. Yeah. And look at the people that he was hanging with.
Right.
The Beach Boys.
Yeah, the Beach Boys.
For God's sakes, you know. And
I have this crazy feeling like dude, the media ate it up. They ate it up. And I feel like they did everything they could to make sure this guy lived as long as possible.
Yeah, on I don't know whose dollar, but, you know, which is another discussion altogether, you know.
Right.
But yeah, you're right. I think the guy was a media whore. There's no doubt about it.
Well, I'm glad you didn't say Tom Petty. I was going.
Oh my God!
I was going to have to kick you out.
Can I tell you something? To me, we lost so many great musicians and celebrities. It seems to me that one hurt the most.
Yeah.
That most people from different demographics, like my kids, when they were young, we used to listen to Full Moon Fever all the time. Free Falling. They're like 7, 8 years old, and they're singing the song, and they love Tom Petty, you know, and all generations did. I mean,
and he had so many Good songs.
Oh, my God. Incredible.
So many good songs.
I'm so thankful. And this is why I always say during my show, when it comes to concerts, I know concerts can be expensive, but try to go to as many shows as you can. You know what?
You say it all the time.
You don't have to sit in the front row.
Yep.
You know, I go to shows, and sometimes the best times I've had have been in the back, you know, hanging out, especially at dead shows. You know, being up in the section 200 or something, I'd rather be up there hanging with.
That's what I did at Tom Petty. I was in the back for
in
Tom
the back,
Petty.
yeah.
Yeah, there was a snack shack in the back.
Yeah.
but I mean,
that really hurt. I think it did. I mean, was David Bowie this year as well?
David
I'm not
Bowie
sure
was-
if I think he was
at Xfinity Theater, right? That was the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Tom Petty, but I think David
Bowie
Bowie was in
last-
six.
was
I think it was
last
in
year.
16.
Yeah,
I think it's been a while for him, but everybody else, and they'll go through the list. I mean, I think we've done that all, you know, at the end of the year, you know, doing the countdowns and stuff. But
That's true.
but,
So
that one,
Brian
hurts.
Shellnut, he says, "Hey Lappy, I'll never forget when you threw me the keys to your Z06 Vet."
I never
Brian
did.
Shellnut? No.
Brian, yeah,
Brian Shellnut.
yeah. I know the name. I know who the
Hey.
kid is.
Hey,
And-
the hungover Viking is back, Brian.
Oh, is he the one who said it?
I think he is.
There we
go.
He called me a hungover. He's like, "That you look like a hungover Viking."
That's good.
And I do- I
you
do-
do.
I do look
You're very
like a
Vikingish.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I used to have a vet, a Z06 vet, and I wouldn't give the keys to anybody, especially him. What is he? What are you, nuts? Get out of here.
It's false memory.
Yeah. Oh, I get a lot of that. There's a lot of that. I mean, I'm telling you, I've been at so many parties in the past 30 years that I've never really been to. But people have said I was there. I don't remember.
I don't.
And it wasn't because I was messed up. It's because I wasn't there.
They were
That's-
messed up.
Yeah.
They had no idea. Malcolm Young too, which
There was another one. Well, that's a tragic story all around, and because
well, they lost their brother months before,
Months
right?
before
George
that.
Young, who was the producer for a bunch of their albums.
it was, and it's also, if you remember a song from the '60s called "Friday on My Mind." Monday, I got Friday on my mind. The band was called the Easy Beats. That was George Young's band. He did that, and then he went on to produce some of the AC/DC albums. He died, and he was a little bit older than the boys. I think he was closer to 70.
Yeah.
But Malcolm was kind of young to get dementia and Alzheimer's. He was,
I think it was 63, was he?
yeah, when he died. But he had that before then, which was kind of early.
He was rocking out pretty hard for a long time.
I don't know if that's related.
I don't know, but-
Keith Richards.
That's true. That's true.
I adore
He
that
just,
man.
He just keeps on going on.
Yeah.
Like he does.
That's been a bucket list, my top bucket list.
I think him still being alive gives people that don't lead a healthy lifestyle some hope.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And he's I think he's awesome. My bucket list is to have a cup of tea with him one day, which would be nice.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
I would do it soon. I would do it.
Don't say that.
I know. I felt bad. As
Don't
soon
say
as I
that.
said
But
it.
I would love to sit down and just have a cup of tea because I do have English roots myself.
So thanks for watching our show. Mike Lapitino, the Professor Mike
yeah.
Lapitino is in. Please like, please share, please comment. It's our new show, Night Show Live, for the new year. Let me put look at that logo time. Bam. Technical and professional.
Yeah, you guys know how to do it. I mean, Jim and you, you guys are pretty
I
good with this stuff.
We're technically advanced here.
Very much so.
A lot
And
of,
it's good because this is something I've never done before, you know.
we're getting you into it.
Yeah,
Man.
no, and I like it. I think it's a lot of fun.
You should be on TV. I've said this to you 1,000
Yeah, you know,
times.
I have got the face
You
for
should
radio.
you should be on TV.
Yeah,
I really think so.
Yeah, I don't know about
We
that.
do have a lot of comments that came in. Alan, looks like the Three Stooges. He said.
Which any Alan? that we know?
Alan Zabo.
Okay.
Do you know him?
Yeah, I'm sure I do.
Right. Eric Mastriani. Awesome crew. Lappy's the best.
See that?
From Dave.
Who's the
Dave.
Dave's not
maybe.
here. Dave who?
Dave. Maybe. Mabby.
Yeah. Okay.
MABE.
I see those names. Yeah.
Everyone that's watching has probably been listening to you for
A long time.
35
Well, the
plus
kid that
years.
said
Well,
you,
not to-
the kid that said you threw him his keys. He said he was 16 or 17 years old, so you were there. So this happened, according to him.
I probably did.
What
but
year was it, Brian? What year? We need a year
You
on
know,
that.
if I bought the car, I bought a 50th anniversary 2003 Z06. All right, which I got in 2002, And it was a freaking awesome car, man. I'm telling you, the power with that. And that was only 405 horsepower. Nowadays, with like AJ got freaking Hemi.
Oh, yeah.
That's like almost 400, like almost 600 horse. That's nuts. But I may have thrown, I could have thrown the keys to the kid, but he didn't drive it. That much I'll guarantee you. Nobody drove that car except me.
He's not giving me a location or a year, so I don't know.
But anyhow, we probably had a lot of fun.
What's 127? How was your the golf classic? Actually, I was going to ask.
Oh, you want to talk about that?
I was going to ask you one like shining moment of 2017, but before that, how was the? I know that's your big. It's a big fundraiser.
It is, and over the this will be the 20th year in 2018 coming up. So this past year was 19 years. We did I think we've raised in total just about $300,000. Now, but that's over 18 years. I mean, because with a golf tournament, you can only make so much. But the fact is that we do it every year. The only reason when I was approached to do this was that I don't want it to be a one-shot thing. If we're going to do this, we're going to do this right, and we're going to do it every year. Yeah. Period.
Yeah.
And so now we're going on our 20th year.
Wow.
And what we've done is we changed locations over those 18 years.
Yeah, what course is it?
Well, we started off. Where did we start off? At Grassy Hill Country Club and all these places are great. I think it's Orange Milford line. We did there, and then we went to Tradition in Wallingford. Did that, which was great.
I love that course.
Well, that's where I live, so it was nice to have the golf tournament there because I
Did you have an after party?
Well, I wouldn't have to drive. I just
walk.
I got a golf cart. I just drove right up to it. It was great.
That's great.
We did that a lot, and then we went to Oxford Greens in Oxford, and that's a great place too.
Mm-hmm.
And this year we have an idea for a new location.
Really?
We were at Oxford Greens for 6 years, and that's a long time. Let's kind of reinvent and go to someplace new.
Russ McGovern wants to know, what was it like to work with Smith and Barber?
I had a great time with them. Brian, I just saw Brian just a couple of weeks ago. Dave Kutch, Santa Dave, who passed away, who died. It's funny. I was just looking through my briefcase. I found a picture of Dave and I together. It kind of choked me up a little bit, but he was doing the emceeing of the events, raising money. And then when they had like the funeral or like the wake, it was at Joey C's Boathouse on a Sunday. It was perfect. We had a band set up. Everybody was jamming, drinking, eating, laughing, having a great time. And one of the rooms, we had a slideshow of Dave and all the stuff that he's been. Dave Kutch has been with PLR longer than I have. He was there with Smith and Barber, and he was part of the drummer in the Breakfast Band, and those guys were great. They were really funny, and it's no secret that after 17, 18 years, I guess they got on each other's nerves and went in different directions.
You had afternoons when they were here?
I was afternoons ever since I got to PLR. Wow. 86.
And that's what, 30 years now, 31 years?
31.
Wow.
And you always
as long as I've been alive
with tales of, and I've always wanted to talk about this, and we'll definitely do this in another show. But some of the tales you've told me about how radio was in the 70s and 80s, it seems like it was just the Wild West. I mean, because when bands came to town, and if it was a rock band, they came to the studio, you talked to them, you hung out with them, you introduced them.
I'm the luckiest man on the planet. And I wake up, and I swear to God, I wake up every morning, and I'm thankful to come here to work every day at WPLR. I really am. It's an honor to work at WPLR. Can't say I like a lot of the people. I work. I'm just kidding.
Sorry.
No. I've grown to like you. Hey, look, I'm sitting here now for free, for God's sakes. But well, that's got to tell you something.
Yeah. Well, I said we would get high after the show.
Okay,
so.
well, good. No, but it's been such an incredible journey. Simply because you're right. Because when we were located in Hamden, we were down the street from New Haven Coliseum and from Toad's Place. And anybody who played Toads, anybody who played New Haven Coliseum or Hartford would come by in the afternoon. And the list is endless of the people that had in the studio.
This is
amazing,
good, though. We have a
man.
question from
So many good questions.
David.
So many good ones.
So going off that, what's like the best interview you've had? Something that you can't
Your
forget.
favorite interview?
A lot of people watching may not know this guy. There's actually two of them. Roger McGuinn, who was the founder of the band Birds.
All right.
He was
Turn.
Yeah,
That's the one I know. That's the
well, and it's funny you should say that because they used to have a commercial for Time Magazine,
yes.
and they used
I
that
remember
song.
that, which is Psalm 23, by the way.
Yes, exactly. It was,
Catholic school knowledge
Yeah.
coming in, kicking in.
and my oldest daughter Margot, who's now 31, used to dance to that. Used to spin around and dance. She was like 4 or something like.
Right.
And I told that to Roger, and he wrote a little. And I have it too at home.
that's cool.
He wrote a
That's awesome.
nice little passage. Margot, keep dancing. Your friend Roger McGuinn.
That's really cool.
He every time I asked him a question about something, he first of all came in with a 12-string guitar, and I'd say, "So, Raj, so like really, what got you into getting into the music, whatever?" And he says, "Well, it was back in 1964. It was Beatles," and he started playing a freaking Beatles song, and he would sing a little bit of it. And I was like,
Rickenbacker, right? Rickenbacker.
well, that's what he
guitars.
played. But
Loved
he had
those.
an acoustic though, but he was a big Rick
He
man.
loved playing Rickenbacker.
And he was also responsible for country rock. After what the hell's the name of the radio? Sweetheart of the Rodeo, which came out around 1970. This is after the Byrds broke up. He started doing more of that country rock sound, which opened the doors for Eagles. All that L.A. Laurel Canyon music, Jackson Brown. Loggins and Messina. All that kind of, which I think sometimes they call it yacht rock now. Which
that's
is
true.
That's fun.
They
should
do.
that.
It is.
It's good stuff. But he really led the way with that, and he was just an awesome guy. And another guy. So there was one night, and I remember when it was. It was St. Patrick's Day parade. This is when I was an active drunk. I mean, I used to drink. A lot. Really. I'm good now. I'm very
Right.
clean.
So back in the day, if we were doing this interview, there'd be.
I'd be doing a Keith Richards right now.
Oh, excellent.
Absolutely.
That's great.
But so it was St. Patrick's Day, and I remember those were the days, and when we would do the St. Patrick's Day parade, that we would get messed up.
Yeah.
We would start, and Wiggy was a part of it too. And so we'd get all of us together in the PLR vehicle. We'd get to Chapel Street, New Haven. We're getting fed beers by all the firemen there. Hey, PLR, tossing us beers. So by the end of the day, we were hammered. I never went home. I would go to Toad's because that night there was a guy playing that I was dying to see. And I was hammered. And he came off backstage and went outside to the bus, and I was like being a real asshole. All right. Felt so bad. Fast forward about 10 years later, I interviewed him. And at that point, I was cleaned up, and I got a chance to make amends. And this guy, and I still have his picture at home right now, was Warren Zevon.
Wow, man.
And he
Excellent.
was just an awesome, awesome guy. And when he passed, that was very, very sad. And you know what? I always give thumbs up to David Letterman because Letterman loved him. And he devoted a whole show just with Warren Zevon. And
I was a huge Letterman fan,
yeah.
too. I liked
Dave, we miss him. I'm telling you.
So let me just take a moment to say thanks to Dave. Thanks for commenting. Alan, how long is this story?
What? How what?
Alan says, how long is this story? Michelle and Christian say hi. Ruben Goldstein wants to know.
That's not the Michelle I know, is it?
Yes.
I love her.
I know you do.
Yeah.
She wants. So Ruben wants to know when you're going to convince Koplik and the city of New Haven to book the Dead for a show at the Yale Bowl.
That ain't gonna happen.
No, it's not going to happen. No.
Like Dead and Company?
And for a very, very, and I found out for a very interesting reason why. Because they can't drag stuff on the field. Everything has got to go like be flown in, correct? Right.
Exactly. And how they did it when they had the Eagles, Heart and Little River Band, I'm not sure. I think they bought all the equipment in through the portals. But nowadays, with stage equipment and stuff,
no way.
They would have to airlift it in. It just wouldn't be cost effective.
Right.
Plus the fact,
Great idea.
Great. But Dead and Company, and I'm planning my shows for February, the 2 makeup shows.
That's right.
I don't think they can do 70,000 people, to be honest with you. I think
Imagine
unless it was a festival,
right,
of some sort.
Imagine all of those hippies descending on the Yale Bowl.
That'd be awesome.
Oh my God, it would be
well, you know what?
Pandemonium.
You know what put the nails in that coffin was 1990s when I first started doing Mike and Jimmy concert show. I used to do a concert show with Jim Koplik,
right?
Of who I still see.
You're going to bring Jim
day.
Koplik on this show one time, right?
Yeah,
okay, we'll talk about that.
We will. Oh, absolutely. You've got payment for him.
I do.
Yeah, he would love that. Yeah,
Okay.
that's exactly.
All right.
That's all he wants.
All right.
No, Jimmy's like my brother, and but we got together. We knew each other when I got to PLR, and then it was in 1988, 89. They were trying to bring in Paul McCartney to the Yale Bowl, and it caused a ruckus in New Haven. The people lived around there. No way. I got death calls. I got death threats.
What?
I swear to God, because I was promoting it with Jimmy, helping to get the city of New Haven to finally, to allow this concert to happen.
Right.
As it turns out, McCartney canceled it. He said, "Listen, I'm not going to get involved in a dispute between neighbors."
Right.
He said it's just not right. And he was, of course, Paul's Paul. He's a cool dude.
So, have you ever interviewed? Kevin wants to know any Ozzy stories.
Yeah.
And then after the Ozzy story, we'll move on to talking about 2018.
All right. Ozzy. We had a guy that worked here. His name was Irv Goldfarb. I think Irv's working for, maybe working for Disney. I'm not sure. He was a big sports nut. And he would love radio today because we have TVs in all the studios. He used to get a TV to bring it in because this guy was like, I don't know if he was making book or whatever, but he was a huge sports guy. Ozzy adored him.
Really?
For some reason, just loved him. He only worked Saturdays. And I interviewed Ozzy maybe once or twice, and it was okay. I didn't really, it wasn't anything that I remember. Yeah, it was fine. But he would come up and spend like the afternoon with Irv and Sharon. They both, because Sharon would always take him around. And he just loved Irv. So he would come up, hang out on the Saturday. So I would come down there just to hang out. To be hanging with Ozzy.
What was it like
just to be
hanging
there?
out
That's
with
awesome.
Ozzy Osbourne?
You know what? After about 4 or 5 minutes, it's like it's Ozzy.
Was
it's
it the
like,
Ozzy Osbourne from like the television show where he was
No,
all mumbly,
before.
or he was like
this was before the TV show.
And there's a
Definitely.
new one now. There's a new special with him and his son.
It's the last 2 episodes are tonight. The Jack and Ozzy's detour. They're going to be in Alaska and Hawaii tonight. And that is an awesome show.
I haven't
to watch.
caught it yet. But
Oh, that's the most entertaining show you can watch. But Ozzy he was a great dude. He still is a good dude.
okay. One more. John Silvestri says, "Have
Oh,
Lappy
good old Johnny.
have Lappy tell you the Chris Robinson story, and then we'll go on to talk a little bit about 2018, and then we got to wrap it up because
Can I say something?
Because Boss Keith I am always long with everything. I talk too much. All of my things are way too long, and so I've been told that like he likes what's happening, but it's got to be shorter.
Yeah, it doesn't. That's a programming mind,
Right.
Yeah, we're people.
I'll let you talk to him.
We're
about
human
that.
beings. And if we're talking about something, and because he may not find it interesting, it doesn't mean that John Silvestri, that's
Right.
a great
If we
listener,
were talking about
you know?
you two, Keith would be totally fine with this.
Oh, absolutely.
Like-
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so the Chris Robinson story.
Yeah, so Chris Robinson, this is when Shaker Moneymaker came out. His manager, Pete Angelus, his brother used to work for us. So we had sort of like, a little in
Inside,
and getting
yeah.
the band come in. So they came in extremely fucking cocky, drinking Red Stripe beers. I remember this, And
What year? When was it?
1991.
All
right, playing Toad's Place. And they came by, and he just started, like, ripping on the station. He's like, I'm trying to talk to this guy. And his brother, Rich, good guy. Steve Gorman, the drummer, was okay. But Chris, and look at what happened to him today, for that matter. I mean, he's not with the band anymore.
No, right.
But he was just I'm thinking he must have been 21, 22 years old at the time.
Yeah.
And so he almost got into a fight. And I know I can kick his
like
ass.
fisticuffs.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a skinny.
Oh, he's a skinny bastard.
skinny dude.
But the
yeah.
only problem is that he had Steve Gorman, his drummer, with him, and he was a big dude. Yeah. So it was like, and I was like, I finally
but you know
turned the
what?
mics
If he's
off.
such a big asshole, maybe he would have let him. Like maybe Steve would have let you beat his ass because he was like, I'm tired of you, Chris.
Well, it could be, but it was and then when I turned off the mics, I said to him, I said, why don't you just leave? Just get the fuck out of here. And they didn't come. I sort of pretty much threw them out.
Really?
Yeah, because they were just being rude. They were knocking the station. I'm like, geez, we're promoting your goddamn show at Toads tonight. We're playing your record to death. Why are you being an asshole?
Wow.
And as it turns out, they went on tour with ZZ Top and got kicked off for ranking out on the sponsors.
Wow.
So, I mean, it was like...
Hey, if it's one thing you never do.
No.
You never bite the hand that's giving you a paycheck.
Absolutely.
You never.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
2018, how we looking?
I think we're looking pretty good. I got the golf tournament planned for August 24th. It's, a ways off. So between now and then, I'm just not going to do anything, I guess.
What's the foursome in the golf tournament?
Usually,
Like $150, $200?
It's last year I keep fighting the company because I always want to keep the price down. But you know what? I get it. Things are expensive. We do have to pay out a lot. So we kept it, I think, at $160, $165.
That's about right
per
though.
person.
It's not going to, dude. You sell out.
But I'll tell you, and the reason why we sell out is because, first of all, you will not leave that tournament hungry. There is food everywhere. All right. I play lately. I've been playing with Eric Hummel, a good friend of mine, Hummel's Hot Dog. So we got. out on the golf course, we got the ice cream emergency truck. All right, so you can get an ice cream sundae while you're waiting to tee off. We got Hummel's Hot Dogs. We get Longhorn, not Longhorn. What's it called? Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse.
Yep.
They're doing pulled pork sandwiches. This is after you have a big lunch. And we're still going back for dinner, plus all the beer is free.
And you get to play golf.
And you play golf.
And you're raising money.
And you're raising money for a great cause, for the Norma Freeman Breast Care Center. I mean, it's a win-win all around. So,
I wanted to ask you this for a while.
What's
Are
that?
you good at golf?
I consider myself a great golfer.
Of course you do.
Okay.
We
Good
all
golfer too, man.
We
No,
all-
a
we
great
all-
golfer. Doesn't mean I play golf good. Means that I'm a great golfer. Means I love the game.
You're fun to golf with.
Absolutely.
And if you live on a golf course, you kind of have to.
And and this is something I tell everybody. Nobody cares about poor play. It's slow play. Pick up the frickin' ball. You're sitting there. I'm approaching the green, right?
I agree.
A buddy of mine. Okay, what are you shooting? It's 8. You're shooting 8, and you're not even on the green.
Pick it up.
Okay, pick up the ball. Go to the next hole.
I'm the guy that tees off and boom in the water.
Yeah.
And then tries it again, boom in the water.
yeah.
And they're like, why don't you just take a drop? I'm like, no. I'm hitting this freaking ball over the water. 5 balls later, boom.
You're
one everybody's
banned from,
like-
you're banned from the tournament just
Yes.
for saying that.
You're always the guy. Everybody's like, why did we invite him?
Yeah, exactly. Man, we got a lot, tons of comments, man. Tommy Sanchez, Alan Zabo is about to smoke a joint and watch and laugh.
Tommy Sanchez, huh? Tommy.
Dave says we need to have Lappy on more. Well, you'll be happy to know that Lappy's going to be here every Wednesday.
Is it really?
Well,
Every Wednesday without getting paid? What the hell is it? Where's my
You
agent?
said you give me a big bag of weed every Wednesday, and we'll hang out and we'll talk.
I'm dying.
And we'll talk about stuff.
I was been on the air for 7 hours. That's why I'm a little scratchy.
A little verklempt.
A little verklempt. But Tommy Sanchez, he's the drummer in Cross-Eyed Cat, one of my favorite bands, one of my favorite local bands. These guys are awesome. Eddie, Sweet Eddie, lead guitar, and Tommy, Dave and Joe, good guys, man.
Kevin Regan says this was very cool.
I know that name too. The thing about it, what I must say is, I've made so many friends in the 30 some odd years being here. Just with people listening and everything, and hanging out with them at concerts and shows and stuff. Hi, Joey Nads. I bet he's watching.
Jimmy Nads, yeah.
Jimmy
Jimmy
Nads,
and
rather.
Tina
Jimmy,
Nads, yeah.
He's set me happy. I mean, he's a great guy, and you see him all at the Oakdale, or you see him, at the concerts.
So he is Johnny on the spot with that phone.
Is he really?
He
Well,
is.
good.
He's got it in, when he hears that there's a contest going on, he's got a system, and somehow.
And let me tell you this right now, and to all the people who could be watching us, pass this along. We are not like other radio stations where it's, okay, you won once, you can't win for another 30 days. That's bullshit. We don't do that at all. Right. If you won a pair of concert tickets today, you can win another pair tomorrow. The only time when we have a rule is if we give away money. So if if you win cash, you can really only win it once. And that's it. I think that's fair.
That's fair.
That's
Sure,
fair. But as far as everything else goes, come on, are you kidding?
Mm-hmm.
These people, everything that we give away for our winners, they all go to. So why not?
So Lappy's coming every Wednesday. We're going to talk about new stuff. Thank you for everyone for watching, commenting. I just want to run through the list. And once we do this more and Jim and I get better at reading the comments as they come up, because you kind of have to refresh the computer. It seems like Facebook Live works fantastic with your phone, but when you bring it on the computer, the comments get all weird and jumbled.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We're not that smart.
Well, I'll tell you one.
Whatever
you don't ask me, because I don't know shit about this.
So Peter Avalone, what up, Mike?
Hey,
micro tutorials rocks. So someone said that this is better than TV. Alan said better than TV. So Kevin Regan won tickets from Lappy. He wins tickets from Lappy all the time.
I know
and
the name
from
very
me
well.
on Saturdays. Russ McGovern says nice. Tommy Sanchez talking about Pepe's Pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin says this is very cool. So, yeah, I mean, I could go on and on and on. But this is what it's about. When you guys have questions, this is our way of being interactive.
Actually, it's a good forum, too.
It is.
To answer a lot of questions. So because during the day, during the broadcast day, I mean, like, for instance, with my show, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. You know, you got traffic and different features here and there. It's kind of fast moving.
Right.
And there's a lot, commercials, of course, that, those breaks. So we don't have a whole lot of time to sit and kind of just shoot the crap like this.
Right. And that's what this is for.
This was the idea.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
is the idea to bring you in and just BS about BS.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But they had some great questions, too.
They did have some great questions. Thank you, Kurt. Kurt says you guys are great. So we had a fantastic time with Mike Lapitino.
Hey, this is awesome.
Always.
And so this is, if you recognize everyone, wave at that camera over there. See, you didn't even know that.
Where's that?
Way up there is a secret camera next to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Usually when Jazz and AJ do their podcasts or whatever, they have Megan.
Megan
She's standing up on a chair.
On that side.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. Megan, it'd be nice to have her standing on a chair here. No,
she's a very good photographer.
She is, and she's a sweetheart.
She is. So thank you to everyone that watched today.
Yeah.
Night Show Live with Ryan Roberts, with special guest Mike Lapitino and my producer, Jim Lauber.
Jimmy.
And
good night.
I'm going to leave you with this
Semper
today.
Fi, brother.
Semper
right.
Fi.
Pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows. 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 Pink fluffy unicorns dancing